February 4th, after a brutal cold spell, we're back out into the garage where we've actually gotten some things done. The heater control is installed. The buttons have been restored. The heater cable is working. You can't really tell, but trust me, it's working. And we're moving on to the passenger door. The new door motor is in. The tracks have been lubricated. We found a problem with this switch where corrosion up in here was easily fixed. And we have lubricated the window. This is working off of low battery, so that's pretty good what we've got. And we're cleaning the interior door panel. And if you look, 1959, that says American Auto Felt. And it says May 7th, 1959. And that information is repeated. Let's see, right there, which looks like, well, there you go. This door panel has not been redone. That is remarkable shape for 1959. We've cleaned it. We'll give it a treatment of Lexol and then reinstall. So, step by step. We are under the backside of the E today. First time I have been down here. I would say those are replacement springs. To do this is to cut them right here. That's easy enough to do. Have the parking brake on. If I turn this wheel that way, the other wheel turns the other way. So I have an open differential. So my camera work will leave a lot to be desired. Oh, look at that. Drain plug in 59. So we will go check you. I see they painted everything, including the brake lines. The diff is a little low, and there is a very slow pinion leak. I just imagine this hasn't been checked in a long time, so I will refill. The gas gauge hasn't worked on this thing. And I think we found the reason. This is the wire coming out of the sender Looks like somebody tied them together. Well, what I'll do is I'll ground this and see if I don't get a response at the gauge. And if I do, that tells me my problem is yonder. Trying to figure out why we have fuel gauge problems. And fuel gauge 14 black, and then light blue. Well, here is a spare, and you can see here is the fuel gauge. Here you can see somebody left the old wires on here. There is that 14 gauge black. This is your power that comes in. There are, looks like there's 4 terminals here, but they're all twinned, so it doesn't matter which post you grab. And then this one, which is a spade type terminal, and it's blue, runs to the sender. And according to the diagram, it hits a body connector. So the first thing we had to figure out here was how you test a gauge. And so we hooked up battery power here. This would be looking for a ground as it goes to the gauge, and the housing has to be grounded. So we connect this to the housing to ground, this to the positive, and look for the needle to jump, and it did. So that verifies my gauge. So then we took a continuity meter and we went from here to here. Whoops, there. Which is, there's the other end, and there's the end here. So it's a fairly short wire that runs from here to here. We put the ohmmeter on it, and we've got continuity to here, and we put the ohmmeter on the blue wire here and went to the tank, and we get no continuity, which is saying that somewhere in here, and in the trunk and down into there, we may have a broken blue wire. In order to run a new line to the fuel sender, we're going to have to come down and run along the sill panel. You can see I've removed the sill plate. And we might as well remove the interior. So the back seats are out. I will take this opportunity to lubricate the quarter windows as well. But the wiring runs along the back there and then kicks up. So that's how I can snake my new wire. So one thing leads to another, leads to another. But I wanted to clean the interior anyway. There's your rear seat cushion. Should clean up nicely. And there's your back seat upper. Little Lexol will go a long way. As you can see, everything is solid here. That wire there, somebody added that rear speaker. You know that because there's the piece of insulation that they cut out to put the speaker in, and they let it fall down under the seat where it's been all these years. One step at a time, we'll nip her back into shape. Yank the spare tire, which is over there, which is flatter than a dog. They did have a tire iron. I'm not sure that's the right one. I think that is short. And this jack, they had over in this corner. It's supposed to be from this pocket over there and held in with some sort of bracket that I am missing. Hold down, bracket, and nut. What you doing today, Bob? Still working on the E? If it's Lexol, it must involve cleaning the interior. So this is one of the rear quarter panels before I've gotten to it. This is the other quarter panel. American Auto Felt Clark. Well, then May 5. And then there's a date up in here. Oh, rotator. Today is April 1st, but this is no fooling. 60 degrees in the garage. I got the doors open because it is so nice out. We don't normally get this kind of weather in April. So here's some of the interior after cleaning. That Lexol detergent, a little goes a long way. And here is the upper back seat. What you doing today, Bob? Well, we're putting the gauge cluster back in, and we are testing things. Let's see if we get a response. See if the cold lever moves, or the heat temperature moves. Let's see if we get ammeter deflection. Of course, it's not running, so you're not going to get oil pressure. And this is my new cheater wire that runs, this end runs to the fuel sender in the trunk. I just haven't hooked it up yet. So I've run the wire all the way up to the gauge. If I ground this, I should get fuel response. There you go. So I got the wiring right. We can call that gauge buttoned up, which is nice to have done. If I didn't have the speedometer out, I don't know how you get at the back of the gauge. It is so hard from underneath. But this way, you just get your old bony fingers in the back here. The toughest part is the ammeter gauge. There's a big red wire that runs through the back of it. It's inductive and then goes down to a post here where you've got to connect it to other wires, and access there is kind of difficult. So I did it blind, actually, from reaching in over here all the way over to there and getting it in. So one step at a time, we are getting it done. So here we are with the passenger side rear quarter window, which has been greased. This one works nice and quick and dandy. So we will button this up and call the quarter windows done.